But I think it would be really interesting if maybe you could get 50% occupancy and you got Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. I just hope COVID doesn't fuck with these fights. But me personally, I would take Tyson Fury in that. I think Tyson Fury... I think Anthony Joshua is a great fighter, right? I think he's a very good heavyweight champion. All the credit to him. I think Tyson Fury, he's so technically sound. Doesn't have the big muscles. He doesn't... No. But he moves around so effortlessly. Someone as that big shouldn't move around so effortlessly like that. He's a very tall guy. He's got huge reach. I feel like his technique is so crisp and he's so fluid in his movement. I feel like he pieces up AJ. I don't know if he KOs AJ.
Yeah.
But I do think that Tyson takes it. What do you think?
I want to see. I reckon Tyson's going to take it because it shows that skill overpowers a good body and all that. Really, like we saw it in Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua. I mean, Andy Ruiz is a little fat pig, but he just he beat him.
Called him a little fat pig.
Yeah, well, that's what everyone's been saying. That's what the British people were saying. They literally was all the memes. They said they took probably what would have been a depiction of a Greek god against a little fat pig.
Oh my God.
And you beat him. And all the memes came out after the rematch where people were saying, Andy Ruiz had the world in the palm of his hand and then he ate it, the fat pig.
Oh my God.
Or there were some other nice names that they were calling him. But what happened to Andy Ruiz since then? He hasn't fought since then.
Yeah, he hasn't fought since then. I think he's just continuing to train and things like that. I think he came in too heavy for the last fight. He wasn't conditioned as much, and I feel like he took it pretty easy afterwards. I mean, to be fair, you win against Anthony Joshua. I believe Anthony Joshua had 4 belts at the time, 4 of the 5 heavyweight belts. You win all those 4 of the 5 in one fight. You have all this fame. You're the more chubby fighter, and you beat this Adonis-looking fighter who everyone counted you out against, and you beat him with crisp technique.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to go to your head. I feel like the following fight, a lot of people around him were saying, "Hey, you beat him last time. He's nothing. He's nothing. You don't need it. You train so hard. You're already the champion. You're already the champion." He's going, "I don't have to train as hard. I'll still train hard. I'm a world-class boxer. I'm really good, but I beat AJ last time. I reckon I can take it a little bit more easy. I reckon I can come in a little bit heavier. Maybe
a few more Snickers bars,
exactly. I'll eat a couple more Snickers bars and I'm going to take out AJ. And AJ slimmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
He didn't worry so much about power. He worried more about the sweet science of boxing. And he beat Ruiz fair and square. And I think Tyson Fury's technique is just well above AJ's. I feel like Tyson Fury, he's just the way he is now. And the way he was displaying his skill and his technique against Deontay Wilder, who is a crazy heavy hitter. I mean, not even arguably, actually. I think Wilder has more power than Joshua. I think he's faster than Joshua.
See, here's the thing. Sometimes when fighters lose, they want to get back in the cage straight away and prove themselves. You know what I mean? Like, I feel that's a fair thing. Like, last time Ferguson fought was against Gaethje and he lost. He was ready. He wanted to go straight away back into the cage. It's a little bit different in boxing. When they lose, you don't see him for a while. We haven't seen Ruiz since the loss. We haven't seen Wilder since his loss.
Yeah.
He's
been making some weird excuses for his... He said a lot of things. He said, like, someone put...
some poison in his water or...
I actually wanted to talk about that because that reminds me of someone that isn't really talked about anymore, and he's a very famous boxer, George Foreman.
Okay.
After George Foreman lost to Muhammad Ali, afterwards he spoke about in an interview, he said, after that, I was such an angry man. I walked around with so much anger, and I had the most outrageous excuses. He said, it was my management, it was my coaches that were against me. Somebody put stuff in my water, things like that. And then we have Deontay Wilder making similar excuses after he lost to Tyson Fury. Fair and square, by the way. He brought out egg weights. He brought out improperly put gloves. He said someone put relaxants in my water. He fired his coach, who
Yeah.
who threw the towel, potentially saving years on his career,
Yeah.
and also the issue of CTE, which is common in boxing and other combat sports. He said a lot of random stuff against Tyson Fury, and I feel like he doesn't really have much basis.
Yeah.
The only thing was the improper fitment of the glove, because he was able to bend his wrist back.
Mm.
But you could see when he was holding it and he closed his fist, that there were times in the fight where he could close his fist quite fully. I think someone with big... to be honest, that is the only kind of gripe he could have.
Yeah. It's not enough to overturn it, though.
Nothing to overturn it. I feel... And Wilder, the first thing Wilder said was the suit. He said, oh, that was a 30, 40 pound suit or something like that. And I was like, why the fuck you wear it then?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be that heavy.
Don't you wear weight vests all the time, as you said in your interview with
Exactly.
Joe?
He
Yeah.
said it doesn't matter. I wear weight vests and run all the time. Yet that walk killed your legs.
Yeah. Maybe the adrenaline. I don't know.
I think maybe... Do you know
I
what?
don't
Do you know what? He might have had a massive adrenaline dump.
Yeah.
He might have had a huge adrenaline dump, and that's what really killed him, because he felt fatigued right after that big adrenaline dump. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, well, if he's going to come back, he's got to fight someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He has to fight someone.
Yes.
I don't know who they're going to put him against, but I wouldn't mind seeing Wilder versus Fury number 3. I would pay that.
I would pay for that. What, Fury versus Wilder 3 or Fury versus Anthony Joshua? Eddie Hearn, counting on you, son. Make it happen. You know, it's got to happen.